Okay, guys, welcome to a bonus episode of the Wrestling Show. This is a bonus episode because we are covering the 2018 Elimination Chamber event that just happened. Just finished watching it. Just finished watching the after show, the Raw Talk after show. 2018 Elimination Chamber was a great event. So this will just be a little intake about what we just saw. I just saw anyways. Andrea, it was her mother's birthday today, so she didn't fully watch it with me. She will get around to watching the full thing later this week, so that when we do our full episode later this week, that will go ahead and cover everything that happened in more detail. But let's go ahead and do a quick instant take from what I watched tonight. Again, great event overall. I watched the Kickoff Show. During the kickoff, we had promos and everything leading up into the show, reminding you the storylines that were going on leading into this match. We also had a kickoff match, a tag team match between Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the Miztourage versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. In this match, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson get the win. I feel like it was a good match for a kickoff show. It was, just a tag team match. It was a good warm-up to get us ready and excited to start the main event. So let's get into the main event. To start the show, they started the show with the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match with the Raw Women's title on the line. Alexa Bliss going into this match, holding the title. Overall,
I think you are asking for the album Going to Hell, explicit. Is that right?
No. Sorry, guys. My Amazon thing was listening to me. I thought I was talking to her. So, anyways, we were watching the first match. Alexa Bliss was holding the title going into this match. And this the title was on the line. So for this match, it was Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose to be entered into the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match. I felt like this match for the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber, it was just as good as the first Women's Royal Rumble. Not to say that they're totally different matches, so you can't really compare them in that way. But I just mean for it being the first ever for the women, it lived up to what you would hope it would be. Every single woman during the match had their time to shine. Every single woman looked good during the match. It was great. Let's see here. Sonya Deville and Bayley started out the match. Mandy Rose came in next. Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, part of the Absolution. They were trying to team up with each other to get Bayley. But then next up, Sasha Banks comes out. So Sasha Banks and Bayley can start working together since they're friends and team up with each other to fight off Absolution. And then Mandy Rose is submitting to Sasha Banks. She puts her in the Banks segment submission hold. Mandy Rose has to tap. So then we have Sasha Banks and Bayley still in there. The friends, they can team up with each other to go after. So Mandy Rose was the one who submitted to Sasha Banks. So Sasha Banks and Bayley can go ahead and go after Mandy Rose. After Sonya Deville. So Mandy Rose was the one who submitted. So Sasha Banks and Bayley go after Sonya Deville. And then Mickie James comes in. She has a lot of great moments during the match. She had a big jump off the pod and gets that pin on Sonya Deville. And then right after that, that's when Mickie James gets pinned by Bayley. She takes advantage of the fact that Mickie James just had that big jump up and got Sonya Deville. Bayley runs over, gets her the belly, pins Mickie James. She's out. That means Alexa Bliss knows that she's going to be alone. She has no ally when she's going to get into that match. It's going to just be her versus Sasha Banks and Bayley, who are going to be friends that team up against her. And it's working out that way. It's looking good. Like they're going to go after Alexa Bliss. Then, bam, it doesn't turn out that way. Sasha Banks, of course, being the heel that she is, she turns on Bayley when there's an opportunity to do so. She takes advantage of it, attacks Bayley, and then it's a free for all. Really becomes a free for all three. You know, every woman for themselves. Um, let's see here. Bayley does another Bayley to belly off the top rope on Sasha Banks. She's about to get a pin on Bayley, but Alexa Bliss comes in, rolls her up, gets the 1-2-3, gets her out, and then eventually Alexa Bliss puts a DDT off the top rope on Sasha Banks and gets the win. She's the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match winner, and she holds the title. And I really loved her interview right after the promo where they cut. I thought it was really great because she did seem sincere when she was saying, that this was a match. It was for all the little girls and women everywhere, and in the audience, they say, like it proves that you could do anything and you can be anything. But then, of course, she goes and turns heel at the end of the promotion and says, "Oh, I can see that nobody here is going to achieve their dreams because, I'm the one at top and I'm the only one true goddess." So I love the way that she played that out. But you could tell that the fans they didn't care that she was playing the heel. They were just so excited to see the match and glad that it's finally to this point and that we're finally getting this. And when we're on this level, because they were still cheering her the whole time. Normally, Alexa Bliss would get booed because she does play a heel and she gets that sort of reaction. But people were just cheering because I think they were so happy and excited about the match. They were cheering that you deserve it for Alexa Bliss. And even when she was turned heel, people were still cheering. It was just a good match overall. She had that twisted Bliss off the top of the pod on the outside of the ring. So that was a pretty exciting move there. So yeah, I would agree with the fans who were there in attendance. She deserved it. All those women deserved to be in the chamber match. So that was good. Next up after that, we had, we just had a little promo where we saw Kurt Angle walking to an office where Ronda Rousey was supposed to be, since she's going to be there for the night to sign her contract. Then we see The Bar versus Titus Worldwide for the tag team titles. This was another good match there for a little while. I really thought maybe Titus Worldwide would pull off the win and get the tag team titles for Raw. I just because I really like Apollo Crews, I would like to see him doing more things and be a bigger part of the show. Maybe we'll start a feud with the Bar and Titus Worldwide, so maybe that will be the way they start using them more, because I even liked Titus O'Neil during this match. He showed, why he's in the WWE. He's such a big guy. He has a lot of strength, and he really used that in his advantage during the match. So hopefully they figure something out to use those guys more often. Then after that, we had a little promo where they show Nia Jax stomping on a mask of Asuka, since they're going to have their match. And then they have their match. This was Nia Jax versus Asuka, and this was more on the line for Nia Jax, really. I mean, yes, anytime you're stepping in the ring in the squared circle with Nia Jax, for Asuka, her unbeaten streak is going to be on the line for sure when you're going against Nia Jax. But for Nia Jax, this is her chance to get to go to WrestleMania. So, your first loss versus getting to go to WrestleMania, I'd say there's more on the line for Nia Jax so that she can go. For me, like I said, going into the match, I was hoping that Asuka would win so she would get all the way to WrestleMania with an undefeated record. when she goes for that championship. I just feel like it would mean more going for that undefeated championship and winning the championship undefeated with the longest undefeated streak. So I was glad that Asuka ended up winning this match. It was a really good match. Both of these women very physical, so it was a really good match. Really got to see it. And then right after the match, Nia Jax attacks Asuka. Put a beating on her, like slammed her hard in the ring. Tackled her and broke through that barrier on the outside of the ring. That was pretty awesome. So that was fun to see. Let's go ahead and let's move on to what happened next, which was a Roman Reigns promo. And he was, he even told us, spoiler alert, that he was going to win the match tonight and that he was going to go on to WrestleMania and win WrestleMania, the match at WrestleMania for the Universal title against Brock Lesnar. And then after this, we have the whole thing going on between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I felt like this was a good match. Matt Hardy ended up getting the win. They didn't do any more story-wise along with this. I think it's great that Matt Hardy got the win. He's, broken Matt Hardy. He's got his Woken Warriors. I feel like they need to be doing something more with Bray Wyatt. So maybe this is going to break him out of the funk. Maybe, Matt Hardy did delete, Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt, and they'll figure out something else for him to do. Maybe he's going to be the first, other WWE superstar that is going to be one of Matt Hardy's Woken Warriors and, join his army. That would be pretty neat to see. So then after that, we have our Ronda Rousey signing. Kurt Angle comes out, Triple H comes out, Stephanie McMahon comes out. They talk a little bit. Ronda Rousey says she doesn't want to be given anything. She doesn't want to have any perks. They mentioned that her contract says that she doesn't get any perks. She's not going to get her own private planes or rooms or transportation. She wants to be treated just like one of any other girls there, and that she wants to earn her title shot and everything. And then just as she's getting ready to sign, Kurt Angle speaks up and he tells Ronda that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon want to control her. That's why they're so excited to sign her, because they think they're going to be able to control her and have her under their thumb. And then, Triple H kind of takes over and says, "Oh no, we're just excited to you." He starts walking Kurt Angle out of the ring. And then Kurt Angle, they're walking up the ramp. Then Kurt Angle turns back around and says, "Oh yeah, you know what, Ronda, Stephanie McMahon says that you're a has-been and even she could take you." And then of course, Ronda's starting to look a little mad. And then Triple H comes back into the ring and he's about to shake Ronda's hand or hug her or something. Anyways, Ronda Rousey grabs Triple H, slams him through the table. Stephanie McMahon gets really mad about it, of course, gives Ronda Rousey a big slap across the face. I mean, a big one. It connected. It was a good, real slap for sure. And then, Ronda stares Stephanie down, signs the contract, and boom, we got our storyline going into WrestleMania. Triple H did say, did tell Ronda, "Oh, well, I'm glad you don't want to be given a title shot because we will get you in a match at WrestleMania, but it won't be for a title shot." I think what people have been predicting that it will be some sort of mixed match challenge. I think that will be the case. Obviously, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon have had problems with Kurt Angle. That has been a storyline, that they don't always like the things that he's doing, and that they try to control him. And now, obviously, they're going to have a bit of a feud with Ronda Rousey, so maybe that will be the mixed match team-up that we'll see, perhaps. It'll be Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But either way, I'm excited for Ronda Rousey's signing. Um, you could tell that she had a little bit of nerves cutting her first real promo, like where she's talking in front of the crowd. But I'm going to chalk that up to nerves. It wasn't the greatest promo. She stumbled a little bit, but that's fine. I'm sure it was all just because it was her first promo debut for WWE where she actually had to do some talking and everything. So overall, though, I'm excited for her to be in the WWE. And then after this, we get our 7-man Elimination Chamber match where we had, for this, what is on the line for everybody in this match is that the winner is going to go on to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title main event WrestleMania. This match was Miz versus Elias versus John Cena versus Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. And to start this match, this was the first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match. We started out with 3 men in the ring, 4 men in pods. The first 3 men that started in the ring were The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. John Cena came in 4th, Roman Reigns came in 5th, and then Braun Strowman came in 6th. So we had 6 guys in there at one point. I felt like this first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match was also a great match for our first ever on the men's side with 7 men in the Elimination Chamber. Again, as I said on our last episode, that this match was, for me, the first ever Elimination Chamber match. Going into it, I thought any guy I could see winning and I would think of as being deserving to win and could see as a main event guy at WrestleMania. So that was exciting just for that fact, and not, that there was potential for big surprises during this match. I thought the match played out beautifully. Everybody, once Braun Strowman got into the ring, of course he's going to start overpowering everybody. So everybody starts teaming up against him. At one point, they had 4 guys put him in lift him up, put him in power slam, and all 4 guys tried to put the pin on him, and he still kicks out. Eventually, Braun Strowman, boom, he does his signature finisher power slam on The Miz, gets him pinned, and then eventually Elias comes in, and then Elias, he ends up taking a power slam. Basically, Braun Strowman eliminated everybody in this, because boom, Elias, he gets power slam from Braun Strowman, pinned, 1, 2, 3, he's gone. Eventually, John Cena, he gets the power slam from Braun Strowman, 1, 2, 3, pin. John Cena's gone. Then Finn Balor gets the power slam, 1, 2, 3, he's gone from Braun Strowman. Seth Rollins, same thing. Braun Strowman puts a power slam on him, 1, 2, 3, he's gone. Then it's down to Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Wow, when it was down to these last 2 guys, it was really good. The 2 of them put on a great show. It was awesome. Eventually Roman Reigns, he gets a Superman punch in there, and then to finish Braun off, he has to get 2 spears on Braun Strowman to get the pin on him. But Roman Reigns does get the pin. Roman Reigns, this was his first ever Elimination Chamber match, and he ends up getting the win. And he's going to be going on to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. I know a lot of people were predicting that Roman Reigns was going to win this, and this would be the case, and that people have been predicting this for a year or whatever. And people say whatever you want to say about Roman Reigns, like, all the big matches I've seen Roman Reigns in, like they were exciting. That guy can perform. So I'm sure once he gets to WrestleMania and goes against Brock Lesnar, I'm sure it's going to be a great match. So I'm not disappointed at all that this is what happened. Like I cannot wait to see that match. If it's anything like the match we just saw, it's going to be great. Then after that, I watched the after show with Renee Young um, and Rosenberg. They're doing their interviews afterwards. John Cena comes in and sits down first, and he's all sulky and sad that he doesn't have a way to WrestleMania now, but he really wants to get to WrestleMania. He had always been saying that leading up to this match, if he didn't win, he wasn't going to be able to go to WrestleMania. But most people do believe that, and even himself during this little thing said that he wants to get to WrestleMania, and so he will find a way, and he is going to think about doing something that, he was like saying he was going to do something that breaks WWE etiquette to make sure that he could get there. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's going to do exactly or what his match is going to be. But we will see John Cena there. A couple of promos, just making a small prediction here. There was like 2 promos that he's had leading up to this Elimination Chamber that he kind of alluded to, either saying like bringing, bringing back superstars from the dead or saying something about a dead man. Both of those things alluding to the Undertaker. So maybe Undertaker does come back for one last and final last match this year at WrestleMania against John Cena, and maybe that really is the last match for Undertaker. I don't know, but either way, I'm sure we're going to see John Cena at WrestleMania. Then after that, Stephanie McMahon comes in and does a promo. She says that Kurt Angle's going to have to apologize for running his mouth. But she also talks in there about Ronda Rousey and doesn't make it sound like Kurt Angle was too off about what he said about Triple H and Stephanie McMahon wanting to control Ronda Rousey because she said something about Ronda Rousey is going to be really good with some polish and when she is tamed. So I think that is definitely going to be playing into the feud. And the whole fact that Ronda Rousey is probably not going to take kindly to the fact that Stephanie is saying that she needs to be polished and that she's that her and Triple H are going to tame Ronda Rousey, tame her. So I felt like that was good. Then last but not least, Roman Reigns comes in. He cuts his promo talking about how he's going to go to WrestleMania. Says that he doesn't even, for him, he doesn't even have to wait for WrestleMania because Paul Heyman says that he's going to be at Monday Night Raw tomorrow. The Raw following this event. And Roman Reigns says, if Brock Lesnar wanted to bring his title then, that he would fight him there and he would fight him anytime. But either way, Roman Reigns says he's going to beat Lesnar and, that, he's going to beat him at WrestleMania. But the other thing that I really liked about this promo that Roman Reigns said was that he compared him, Rosenberg asked him something about if he felt bad that his that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman's career seemed to parallel each other because Braun destroyed Roman Reigns after the match was over, gave him a couple power slams, slammed him through one of the glass pods in the ring, and left Roman Reigns hurting. And so when Roman Reigns was asked this, he kind of compared Roman Reigns himself and Braun Strowman to Batman and the Joker, saying that they were meant to fight forever. And if they fight forever and those matches look like the end of the Elimination Chamber look tonight, like I would love to see that. I would love to see the Batman and Joker, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman fighting forever, having those kind of good, exciting matches like that. I would love to see that forever because it was really good when it was down to just the two of them. It was super good. It was awesome. Um, I would just love to see that again forever. I could see Roman Reigns, uh, beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, having that Universal title, and then because Braun Strowman pinned everybody in the Elimination Chamber match except for Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman has legitimate beef saying like, "Hey, I beat everybody else. You didn't beat anybody else inside the Elimination Chamber. Um, you all teamed up against me because I was a big guy." Um, and then if it's just me and you, maybe it'll be different. So then maybe we do see a lot of feuds and one-on-one matches between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. That's just what I would like to see based on what I just saw because it was so good. I would love to see it again. Batman and Joker forever. Um, yeah, guys. Well, thank you for checking in for the uh, instant take we have here on the 2018 Elimination Chamber match. Again, later this week, we're going to cover the Elimination Chamber match, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, and Jay will be here with me for that. We'll watch everything during the week, and at the end of the week, we'll cover everything in a full-on episode. So thanks for watching, guys.
That's good stuff.